Okay, we are creating 3-point lighting today. So majorly 3-point lighting is especially done for character lighting. Okay, so I'll explain you what is 3-point lighting. There are 3 lights in this 3-point lighting. Okay, key light is a primary light for the scene and will have more intensity compared to other lights. Okay, next is fill light. Okay, it acts as secondary light in the scene. It will remove darkness created by key light. Okay. Key light will cast shadows. Only key light will cast shadows, not the fill light. Can have multiple if required. Multiple fill lights if required. Next is rim light. Creates depth to the scene. Okay, especially rim light creates depth to the scene. Okay, these are the main understanding of key light, fill light, rim light. I have shared the theory files of lighting session as well. If you can just go through those lighting session, you have key light, fill light, rim light and all, and you get questions, ask for key light, rim light, fill light. So you guys have to go through these theory sessions as well. Okay, which I have shared the document. Okay, and
thank you.
one more thing might be in by end of next month or third week of next month, you guys will be having SEM 4 exams. Okay.
In April?
Yeah, in April.
Oh, wow.
April.
Okay. How come so quick this year? So what happened?
Nothing. Normally, like in 6 months or 5 to 6 months, like we have to cover up
everything.
Every SEM. But actually, I'm taking more time for you all. Why? Because I'm waiting for you all to complete the assignments. Actually, your exams was planned on January. I said it is not possible. So yeah.
So.
I'll cover lighting. We have rigging and animation after this, and we have augmented reality and mapping part is there. Okay. So anyhow, those part already in theory section it is there. Okay, I have shared the files with you, so I'll let you know. Okay, so you just keep referring that. So but anyhow, hey, hi Lindelva, morning. Okay, so this is 3-point lighting. So majorly, okay, you have to know this 3-point lighting. The 3-point lighting, key light is the main light, fill light is the secondary light, rim light is the light which creates depth to the scene. Now in the scene, we have a simple scene wherein a surface and 2 walls is there, and we have a character over here. So basically, he should hold gun, a rifle, a 303 rifle, or a AK-47 something. I think that particular model is not there here. That's okay. Very first thing, we need to set up a camera or a bookmark, like from which angle I'm gonna render this out. That we need to decide it first. So what I'll do, I'll create a camera. I'll take a camera, panel look through selected. I'm looking through another camera, which is camera one. I can name it as render cam, and I'm gonna see it something like this. Even better, just turn on resolution gate so that you get to know what is that you're gonna render. Okay, something like this. So view select camera, I'm selecting the camera, and this translate XYZ and all, I'm gonna lock it. Right click, lock selected. So I did lock it. If you want to unlock, you can right click, you can unlock selected like that also, you can do later. But anyhow, once you lock this camera, you are not able to toggle, you're not able to, rotate, pan, you cannot do anything. So I'll go to panel perspective, go back to perspective. So in perspective, I can't do anything. But if you see, you have a camera here, show camera, I turn on camera, and camera here. Okay, you can see the camera here. This is the render cam. Okay, so fine. Now what I'll do, I'll create light. I'm just changing the settings to Maya software setting. So actually in Maya, I have installed additional render engines and all. I have installed Maya Vector. I have enabled that. I have installed V-Ray also. V-Ray is another engine, which will, which is similar to Arnold. I can say before Arnold, we were using V-Ray. Arnold is simpler. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just go with Maya software. Okay. In Maya software, I just enable production quality, make it production. And in ray tracing part, just turn on ray tracing. Okay, turn on ray tracing. So now what I'll do, I'll create light. I'm gonna take a spotlight. So spotlights are multi-purpose light. You can use spotlight for these sort of work and all. So I have created spotlight, and if you see, the spotlight is over here. It looks tiny because I think may I make it bigger? Oh, I have to show lights. Turn on lights. You can see lights. Okay. So panel look through selected. I'm looking through the spotlight now. If you turn on 7, if you press 7, 7 is the lighting mode. Okay. So even what you can do, see, you're able to see only up to here. Now, if I go back to perspective, you can see light up to here only. Okay. You move, the light is getting moved like this. Things are working something like this. Now in lighting, I'll go to attribute part. In lighting, especially in the spotlight part, you have cone angle penumbra. Cone angle is nothing but, you have a cone angle here, right? This is a cone. You can increase the cone size, but I don't want to increase the cone size. There's another thing called penumbra. Penumbra is nothing but giving featherish output at the corner or border, something like this. This is good. So now I increase the cone angle somewhat like this. So panel look through selected, I'm looking through the spotlight. Okay. I'm using this fill light. This is acting as a fill light now. Sorry, key light. This particular, the first light which I have taken is a spotlight. This is acting as a key light. And I'll go to perspective. See, my light is here. If I press T for target, okay, I can make it fall over here. Okay, this particular light is falling, it's somewhere over here. So now what is happening is, I'll show you. So now, because of this particular key light, okay, my other side of the character, see, light is from the opposite direction. The other side of the character, automatically it is dark. Why? Because this particular light will create darkness on the other side of the body. Okay. I haven't enabled the shadow. So I'll go to shadow. I turn on ray trace shadow. Okay, ray trace shadow is there. It is enabled. Let me just take a render. Microsoft. Okay, you can see some shadows here. Only you can see for the bar. If I okay. Assign existing material Lambert 1. For all this, I have added Lambert 1. Panel perspective, I go to render cam. Let me take a render. Yeah, this is what I wanted. So I have applied the same Lambert for the other object also. And you see, this is a character, you have a shadow, and this is a shadow of this soldier. Okay. Now, I'll go to the other side of this. Okay. So now what happens when I take a render? It's dark. This character is dark here because there is no light. Okay, so that we should understand. So fill light will solve this. Fill light acts as a secondary light in the scene. It will remove darkness created by key light. We can have multiple fill light. Key light is a primary light for the scene and will have more intensity compared to other lights and will cast shadows. So what I'll do is, let me just take this particular key light. I can name it as key light, but still it's okay. Since this is acting as a sunlight, I just take this creamish, okay, and light intensity 1.5 I make. Okay. Now let me create another spotlight. Panel look through selected. This is a back part. From this particular direction, I'm gonna create from this particular direction. And this intensity is not 1, it is 0.5. Emit specular. You have to turn off emit specular. I don't want this light to emit specularity. I'm going to increase the cone angle. I'm going to increase the penumbra to 10. Now, this is a fill light I'm selecting. If you go to lighting, use selected light if you give. Use selected light if you give. What happens? Only selected light will be seen here, not the other light. Let's say right now in the scene we have key light also. Now key light is not showing. Only selected light. Selected light, how much intensity or how much brightness it's gonna be, that it is showing. 0.5. Okay, it's something like this. Panel perspective, I'll come back to perspective. Now this is showing this much. If you notice, it's something like this. Okay, now in lighting I can show like use all lights. It is something like this. Now I'll go back to render cam, and if I'm rendering, okay, I'm having an output something like this. Now if you notice, there are few areas. See the face part, it's not clearly visible. See this part, it's not visible. So what I have to do is, might be the other side it is visible. Let's say here it is visible. See this particular part, it's visible, but here it is not visible. So I'll create one more spotlight. I'm taking more and more spotlight only. So this particular spotlight will come from here, like this, from down. Okay, I'm going to increase cone angle. I'm going to increase penumbra. So this one, it is 0.5. Again, this also I'll give 0.5. No specular. Emit specular, I'll turn it off. panel perspective or go back to perspective. So are you able to understand, or am I doing it faster?
It's okay, sir.
Okay, now let me take a close-up shot of this so that let's see how much of this is visible. Oh crap, I think there is one more shadow. I am able to see the character face clearly so that this helmet shadow is also visible. I'm able to see the character. That definition is there. The problem is this light is emitting shadow. Turn off shadow. This light should not emit shadow. Let us see the other light here. I have another light. I turn off model, okay, geometry, so that I can select lights easily. So I don't want the other light to emit shadow. Okay. I think hopefully now things should be fine. Great, we have only one shadow. It's clear. It's clear now. Okay. Okay. Now seems, a depth is missing. Okay. So what I'll do for this, we need to add depth exactly at this particular place. Let's say we create one more light, that is again I'll take a spotlight panel, look through selected. So I'll come over here like this, depth part. Okay, like this. So over here like this, let us see the character back like this. No shadow, no specular. Intensity is less, 0.3 or 0.2 you can make. And penumbra you increase, drop of 0. Penumbra you increase, cone angle you can increase. Okay. And color, some sort of grayish, light grayish I'm giving. Panel perspective. Now let's take a render. Great. And you are able to see the character when the output something like this. So just with the key light, added fill light, finally rim light. A small difference is there. Okay. So this is how, like the key light, fill light, rim light, by adding this is how the output looks. Now, let's say fill light. Now let's talk about fill light again. Now assume this particular ground, okay, this ground is full of grass. Okay. In that case, this one, the light from here which comes, no color has to be light green. Okay. Now let's say this one, this is another fill light. Now from here it's kind of muddy. Okay. So muddy fill. Okay. So it should be something like this. It always cannot be white. You can play with colors also. Now let's take a render. A tint, a color tint is there. Now color tint will give more better appeal. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Like even depth also, the props, whatever he's wearing, even that is also more having more depth compared to white. Now just observe this part, notice this part. Okay. You can identify some amount of depth in this, but here it's more compared to the previous. Compared to this is more, lot of depth. See the hand part here, depth is there. This is, it is there but not that much. Now in this it's more. That, that color feel you should add, then only that output you get. Okay. So what you guys have to do is either for just create a set wherein apply grass texture over here, grass. Here some ready-made trees and all, if you want, you can take, you know, where the ready trees are available. It's in Visor. It is, let's say you go to paint effects. In paint effects, brush, get brush. You see a lot of here. I'll go to modeling. In paint example, you should have trees. So you have trees mesh. Lot of trees are there. Okay, you can pick some trees. Okay, I'll take oak medium or light. Show all. Okay, I don't know why trees are going in the ground. Modify center pivot. I'm gonna rotate this. Modify freeze transform. Modify center pivot. Modify convert. You have convert option. In convert, paint effects to polygon is there. Just go to option box, make it vertex mode none, quad output you turn on, paint effects to poly you convert. Now this has become polygon. Now I select all, I deselect this. Modify center pivot. I'm gonna group it, modify center pivot. This is something like this. You have these trees and all. Here a lot of something like this. This is a shot. Something like this I was just referring to. This takes time, but I have added more trees. You just try to reduce it. Okay, this much is not required. So in that case, it takes a lot of time to render. Very limited you can have. I think it is taking time. So I think I have added a lot of trees, so you can restrict to very few. So it should work. So anyhow, I showed you how to pick or where from where you can pick trees and all. So I'll just select these individual things. So very few. Like this. So this is how the trees and all will look. Okay. So any doubt how to do 3-point lighting and how to create a setup and all? Any doubts, Lindell or Lindell?
No, sir.
Okay, then try to complete this output. Okay, 3-point lighting. Just create a set, create an environment, just show some output. Okay, so even you have created some characters and all, right? You can place those characters here, or else from internet you can download few models and you can just create. Okay, and try to
Okay.
complete the last class work also. No?
All right, sir.
Okay, then see ya. Take care.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You
Bye.
too. Bye.